Allah is my heart's speech. Your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على نبيه ومصطفى سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. Brothers and sisters, welcome to another live edition of our program Ask Huda. In the remaining couple days before the end of Ramadan, may Allah the Almighty accept our fasting, our tahajjud, our prayer, and the rest of our good deeds. Ameen. Our phone numbers beginning with the area code are 002023855, 249, alternatively area code 002-011-25008679, and the email address is ask@huda.tv, and the Facebook page is Dr. Muhammad Salah official. We had only one pending question from yesterday's episode. The question was presented by Brother Amir from Kuwait. Brother Amir says that he recently got married. A few months later, his wife is asking for divorce for no reason. Then he says, should he give her a divorce, and what would be the consequences of that, such as the iddah and the dowry and so on. In fact, first of all, it is not permissible for a woman to ask for a divorce without a legitimate reason. The Prophet ﷺ said, any woman who asks for a divorce without a valid reason will not find the fragrance of paradise. Secondly, the legitimate reasons are that she feels herself being oppressed. The husband mistreats her, he beats her badly, he's not spending on her, he's not supporting her financially, he's not being fair to her. Or if she reached to the limit where she does not like this person, she cannot even look into his face, as it happened at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, when one of the lady companions came to the Prophet ﷺ, and she said that I'm afraid to commit a major sin because I cannot bear living with my husband, Qais ibn Shammas. So the Prophet ﷺ said, وَتَرُدِّينَ عَلَيْهِ حَدِيقَتَهُ, in this case, that you are the one who's asking for a separation, and the husband loves her, he doesn't want to divorce her. So she goes to the imam, to the judge, to the court, in order to apply for what is known as khula. The Prophet ﷺ said, would you give him back his garden which he paid you as a dowry? She said yes. So the Prophet ﷺ ordered him to take back his garden and to separate from her. In this case, that is not called talaq or divorce, that is called khula. The woman is afraid that she will commit a sin by not being a good wife, a chaste wife, and she cannot live with the husband for legitimate reasons, as explained earlier. The man she could not live with this man anymore. So in this case, give him back his dowry, and whatever you agree to, and you will separate. Whether he divorces you or not, that's called khula, because there is a compensation. And according to the more right view, in this case, the iddah is only 1 month, because this is not a typical divorce, rather it is a khula or haida. So if a woman is experiencing her menses, one menses, or the purification after the menses, or if she doesn't, then 1 month. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Shayan from Pakistan, assalamu alaikum, and welcome to Ask Huda.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sheikh Salah. How are you, sir?
Fine, alhamdulillah. Thank you for asking, Akhi.
Sheikh, I have two questions.
No.
One is regarding the fitra, which we say before the Eid al-Fitr.
No.
And I just need to ask whether we have to pay it in any form, or is it okay if I pay the equivalent amount in form of cash to the poor?
طيب.
This is my first question. My second question is, it's regarding the number of prostration in the Holy Quran. I am a bit confused because people say that according to the Hanafi madhab, there are 14 prostration or there are 15 prostration, and according to the Shafi'i madhab, there are 15. So there is dispute in one of the prostrations. So I'm a bit confused about this because prostration, I don't think so there should be any confusion. Can you please clear it out? May Allah bless you and your team for this wonderful program. And I wish all my brothers and sisters around the world a very happy Eid al-Ramzan Mubarak.
Thank you, Shayan. Barakallah feek, and may Allah accept from all of us. Zakatul Fitr is a mandatory charity. Its time is sunset of the last day of Ramadan until the Eid prayer. The Prophet ﷺ is the one who ordained this type of zakah. In the hadith, in the sound hadith, فرض رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم صدقة الفطر صاعا من طعام صاعا من تمر أو صاعا من شعير أو من زبيب على كل مسلم. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم has ordained the measurement of zakatul fitr, which is a sa'. A sa' is a measure which is equivalent to 4 mud, and mud is a handful of food, of grains, of raisin, of dates, of barley, whatever people normally eat, that is called a mud. And 4 muds, 4 handfuls of food are equivalent to 1 sa', which is approximately 2.5 kilogram of food, approximately. So, على كل ذكر وأنثى حر وعبد من المسلمين صغير وكبير, every Muslim, whether male or a female, young or old, everyone who's living under your roof and you are the family father or the provider for this family, you should pay zakatul fitri in their state. At the first, the early generation of the companions, at-tabi'in, the followers of at-tabi'in, they practiced that all the time, that they paid that much food on behalf of every person whenever it is due to pay zakatul fitr. Al-Imam Abu Hanifa, may Allah have mercy on him, is of the view that, may Allah have mercy on him, is of the view that whatever is more beneficial for the poor, that you may give it to him. So some people who are eligible to accept the zakah will keep up collecting zakatul fitr, food, and grains, until they have, mashallah, their pantry is full of food, or they have a full storage of food. So perhaps this person needs cash, or any form of other giving, gold, silver, cash. So he approves that. He said you can give the value. You see, you examine, you check in the market, how much worth 2.5 kilogram of raisin. This is like $10. Okay, then the zakah per each person in your family is $10, for instance. But this is the opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa. The vast majority of the fuqaha are still of the view that, well, the Prophet ﷺ was very specific when he said, صَاعًا مِّن طَعَامٍ, food. Then explain tamrin, zabib, sha'ir, and so on. Al-ta'am normally in the fiqh books refers to the wheat. So al-Jumhur are of the view that you should pay it as the Prophet ﷺ said, while the Hanafi madhab says that it is permissible to give the value in cash if you think that is more beneficial for the poor. To come out of this dispute, there are non-profit organizations, Islamic centers, who do collect your donations, your charity, zakatul fitr, in cash, so that they will buy food and this is distributed amongst those who are eligible. Yesterday, as I was attending a prayer in one masjid, the people are looking forward to collect the rice, the wheat, the barley, so people are in need for that. So if there is a difference of opinion and there is a vast majority or the more right view, stick to the more right view, because this is a matter of zakah. I cannot object to anyone who says, I'm following the opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa because this is more beneficial. May Allah accept from all of us. Assalamu alaikum. Sister Zainab from Morocco.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to Ask Huda.
Thank you, Sheikh. My question is about the hijab. I would like to know, please, what is the proof that the hijab is mandatory and not just a recommendation? And what is the proof that it was commanded for, for women from all time and not just from the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him? Jazakallah khair.
Sister Zainab, are you wearing hijab yourself?
I'm sorry?
Are you wearing hijab currently?
No, I am not. I am thinking about it, but I want to be convinced that it's an order, that it's mandatory rather than just a recommendation.
Okay. Do you have a Quran next to you?
Yes, Sheikh.
Okay. Can you grab the Mus'haf, please?
Yes. One moment, please.
Sure. Can I have the brothers open
I have it,
chapter
Sheikh.
Al-Ahzab 33, ayah 59, please? Yes. Open up Surah Al-Ahzab. Do you know Arabic as well?
Yes, I read Arabic.
Okay, great. Surah Al-Ahzab, ayah number 59, please.
Do you know what's
33.
the number for Surah Ahzab?
33.
30.
Can I have the brothers in the control display?
I am opening the Quran, Sheikh.
Okay. The ayah says, I want to make sure that you lay your eyes on the ayah as I'm reading it. Did you get it?
No, I don't want to take too much of your time, but just tell me the ayah and I will follow you.
Okay. Basically, look on the screen.
Yes, I'm looking.
Okay. The ayah says, يا أيها النبي قل لأزواجك وبناتك ونساء المؤمنين يدنين عليهن من جلابيبهن ذلك أدنى أن يعرفن فلا يؤذين وكان الله غفورا رحيما. Okay? If there is no other reference, Sister Zainab, but this reference, it should be more than sufficient. Oh, the Prophet. Allah is addressing Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. قل, say to, command, inform your wives, أزواجك وبناتك, your daughters, وَنِسَاءِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, and the women of the believers, the believing women. So this command is not only nor exclusively for the wives of the Prophet ﷺ or his daughters, nor for the first generation, نِسَاءِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, all the believing women. يُدْنِينَ عَلَيْهِنَّ مِنْ جَلَابِيبِهِنَّ, to lower their jilbab, their garments, from top to bottom, on themselves. Why? In order to be recognized as chaste women. فَلَا يُؤْذَيْنَ, so that they will not be annoyed. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا. Now listen to this, Sister Zainab. When Aisha radiallahu anha was sitting at home and a group of women from another place came to visit, there was a woman who was wearing some clothes which are see-through and tight. So she said to her, are you one of the Muslims? She said, yes. She said, well, if you're one of the Muslims, then Allah the Almighty says, يا أيها النبي قل لأزواجك وبناتك ونساء المؤمنين يدنين عليهن من جلابيبهن ذلك أدنى أن يعرفن فلا يؤذين. And these clothes, this outfit, they are not the clothes of the believing women. Now let's go to ayah number 31 of Surah An-Nur. Surah An-Nur. Allah the Almighty says, وَقُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنَاتِ يَغْضُضْنَ مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِنَّ وَيَحْفَظْنَ فُرُوجَهُنَّ. This is a command so that the believing women also should lower their gaze, not just to look at any part of a body that, or of a man that whomever she likes. People just go to the beach and they look at each other and they gaze at each other at the mall. No. وَيَحْفَظْنَ فُرُوجَهُنَّ وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنَّ إِلَّا مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا. and not to show their zina except what normally appears, such as the outer garment. Then وَلْيَضْرِبْنَ بِخُمُرِهِنَّ عَلَى جُيُوبِهِنَّ. Al-jayb is the v-neck, the chest area. So to wear their khimar to cover their chest. How do you wear a khimar? From head to bottom. وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنَّ. Then the following segment shows that a woman is not allowed to show her beauty except to certain people, the husband, the fathers. The ayah will be talking about the maharim until we go to the end of the ayah. We scroll down. Then Allah the Almighty commands another command, which is وَلَا يَضْرِبْنَ بِأَرْجُلِهِنَّ لِيُعْلَمَ مَا يُخْفِينَ مِنْ زِينَتِهِنَّ. Again, Sister Zainab. Back then, women used to wear anklets. And not only back then, my grandmother used to wear anklets made of pure silver. But if she's going out, she's not allowed to wear it. Why? Because those anklets, when you're walking, they make noise. So Allah commanded the believing women not to stand with their feet so that their zina would be exposed. How? It would be exposed because women would get to hear the noise that a woman is walking around. That applies to the high heels nowadays, where a woman is walking making that noise or wearing the perfume. This is only from the Quran so far. وَتُوبُوا إِلَى اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا أَيُّهَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. I know that some people are confused because they say, they hear some secular preachers who say, well, the command of hijab was back then because women did not have their privacy and there was molestation and sexual harassment and all of that. Oh, more than today? More than of today? More than what we see today? Just search, the sexual harassment in the United States and the statistics. It's very scary. Where many women are walking in the street almost naked, or half naked. So there is no need to sexually harass a woman because they're available. But that is increasing the rate of sexual harassment and aggression against women. Whether this is happening or that is not happening, this is a command of Allah. Any command in the Quran, alhamdulillah, that is in the Quran. If we have time, I can show you a long list of ahadith which shows that the hijab is mandatory upon all Muslim women throughout all different areas and times, not only in Mecca or Medina. Once I was giving the khutbah in the States, and after the Jumu'ah, a very respected sister came to me and she said that, Wallahi, I did not know before today that hijab was mandatory upon all Muslim women. I used to think it is a cultural custom for the Arab women because it's hot, because of the desert, so they have to cover their faces. Immediately, I'm going to wear hijab from now on. Whatever you wear in the salah, you must cover up with. That is the least hijab in order to be complying with the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I hope Sister Zainab, you're convinced and you know that this is a command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He likes you to be in a modest condition. He created us and He knows what is best for us. Assalamu alaikum. Jamal from United Kingdom. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, Sheikh. My question is in regards to if someone has a thin beard or a facial hair, that's fine.
Yeah, Jamal, I cannot understand you. Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, wa alaikum assalam.
Okay, can you go again, please?
Yeah, my question is about wudu. If someone has a thin beard or thin facial hair, then is it compulsory for you to rub the water in between the hairs, or
in the face? You mean?
Yes, for someone who has like a thin beard or like I say a mustache or something.
Okay, yes. Jazakallah khairan. In the case of wudu, there is something called takhleel. If you have a thick beard, you go with your finger through the hair of your beard while performing wudu to the best of your ability. That is included in غسل الوجه. واغسلوا بوجوهكم وأيديكم. Al-ghasl is to rub, is to thoroughly wash. So if there is an area which is covered with hair, he must go through it with your fingers. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Abu Bakr from Nigeria, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Naam.
Wa alaikum assalam. I have a question, Sheikh.
Yes, raise your voice, please, Abu Bakr.
In regard to the cattle people,
Naam.
can somebody give the cattle people a blood brother for?
Yeah, if he is poor, Abu Bakr, he is more eligible than others. So you can give him your zakat al-fitr, okay? And zakah on your money too. And help him even from your voluntary charity. And you don't have to tell him that this is zakah, not to hurt his feeling. Barakallah fikum. Sujood al-tilawa is an emphatic sunnah when you come across an ayah which refers to sujood, and there is a difference of opinion. Are they 15 or 16 positions? Okay. When you know that there is a difference of opinion, there is a particular sajda that in another madhab it is not perceived as sajda based on a narration or whatever, but there is another, or the vast majority say it's 16, just make sujood on this one as well. And keep in mind, as I said, it is an emphatic sunnah. Jazakumullahu khairan. Sister Sarah, is a woman allowed to pray Salatul Eid at home if there is no arrangement in the masjid? Is it compulsory to pray Salatul Eid in congregation? There is a khilaf concerning the mandate of the Eid prayer in general, because the Prophet ﷺ, in the sound hadith which is narrated by Atiyah, may Allah be pleased with her, she said that the Prophet ﷺ ordered that everyone should go out to pray Eid, including al-awatiq, wadawati al-khudur, wal-huyyad. So, some of the scholars understood that when the Prophet al-awatiq, wadawati al-khudur, wal-huyyad means every woman, young, mature, adult, women who've never been married before, virgin women, everybody who normally stay at home, you should go out, including women during their menses. But he said with regards to women during their menses, وَلْيَجْتَنِبْنَ الْمُصَلَّى, that the women who are minister waited would not attend the prayer, but يَشْهَدْنَ الْخَيْرَ وَدَعْوَةَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ, they witness the goodness and the supplication of Muslims on that blessed day. So they understood from that it is mandatory on everyone. But according to the vast majority of the scholars, it is an emphatic sunnah. Not necessarily because he said they should go out, it means it's a fard. Why? Because he also included in that al-huyyat, minister-waited women. And minister-waited women do not pray. They would not pray, but they were commanded to go out in order to witness this beautiful scene of the gathering of the Muslim community. Accordingly, that if you missed Salatul Eid, can you make it up? According to the more right view, yes, you can make it up, whether at home or anywhere else. Wallahu ta'ala a'la wa a'lam. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Umar from Nigeria.
Assalamu alaikum, ya Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Umar. Welcome to Ask Huda.
Yeah, sorry, Sheikh. I need more explanation about this Nawafil, that is Salatul Tahajjud and then Taraweeh. Because most of the scholars are contradicting us. They say if you pray Taraweeh, you should not pray Tahajjud. Or if you are going to pray Tahajjud, you should not pray Taraweeh. So I need more explanation on the two. And then which one should one go for?
طيب يا أخي عمر, I guess your question is kind of late. We're already 1 or 2 days left in Ramadan. Tomorrow could be the last day, so that means tonight could be the last Taraweeh and Tahajjud. Maybe you should have asked the question a little earlier. But anyway, we did answer this question repeatedly. In the last 10 nights of Ramadan, the Prophet ﷺ used to pray throughout the whole night. We stated the hadith which is narrated by Aisha radiallahu anha. Whenever the last 10 of Ramadan would enter, the Prophet ﷺ would awaken his entire family, أيقظ أهله وأحيا ليلة, and he would stay up for the whole night. Stay up to do what? To play cards, as we have seen recently. Some of the youth making i'tikaf in the haram of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in the masjid, and they were playing cards. No, ahya layla, in prayer. He was, during this time he used to pray. So there is no contradiction. In the last 10 nights of Ramadan, pray Taraweeh, pray Tahajjud, pray for the whole night. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in the sound hadith, من قام ليلة القدر إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. Whoever stands up at night in prayer during Laylat al-Qadr, all his previous sins will be forgiven. Do not specify a certain time. Laylat al-Qadr, for the whole night. Some people can afford a little bit to pray Isha and Witr. Some people can afford to pray Taraweeh. Some people can afford to pray until Fajr, Tahajjud, and so on. This is all permissible. Whatever matters is that you're praying with khushu' and concentration. Some people say that we should not be praying both Taraweeh and Tahajjud. That should be dismissed, because especially in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, while we're seeking Laylat al-Qadr, the Prophet ﷺ would be up for the whole night praying. Jazakumullahu khair. Rahim from Pakistan, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And welcome to Ask Huda.
Question, Sheikh.
Now.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
She, of course, Allah will send it to paradise, and but I want to be more sure about it with Quran reference.
Ya akhi Rahim.
And,
Rahim.
The second question is if my sister is poor.
We didn't get your question from the beginning. Your voice is breaking off. If you can start over, I will appreciate that. Rahim, repeat your question from the beginning, please.
Hear your voice.
Okay. Brother Yusuf from Sierra Leone.
Yeah, Sheikh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Ask Huda.
Sheikh, to start with, yesterday I asked you one question about what is the ruling on somebody who is working in a development bank such as the World Bank in Islam. But today I have another question. My second question is, if an imam declares that he is a Shiite, you as a Sunni, do you have right to pray behind him?
Okay. What does he declare exactly? What does he say, Ya Yusuf?
He was our imam. So to start with, people suspected that his sermons and preaching and way of doing things resembles the Shiite. So they started rumoring that he is a Shiite. In addition to that, he attends the Iranian College here in Sierra Leone, Freetown, Sierra Leone. So as Jamaat members, we decided to ask him, and we did ask him, and he said yes. I mean, he can't really answer. I mean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows, and that he is a Shiite. So that's the circumstance under which he answered that he is a Shiite.
طيب يا أخي, if you are in the community, and this is a Muslim community, a Sunni community, you're paying the imam, you're asking him to lead you, you should find a person who leads you on the straight path, who teaches you the true religion. Imagine somebody who curses the mother of the believers, or curses the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, or does not believe in the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. It's a package. This person, if he's my partner at work, he's imposed on me. If he's my colleague, my classmate, he's imposed on me. But why do I choose to pray behind somebody who is mutilating the religion, who is denying the statement of the Prophet ﷺ and misinterpreting the word of Allah, don't you fear that he may change the way that your children are practicing the deen, your wives and laymen in the community? Normally when you guys ask a question and I say, ask your local imam, he knows better about your circumstances. What if the local imam either does not know, because he is not truly an imam, or if the local imam has a corrupt manhaj or way of belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? This is very dangerous. وَجَعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا, Surah Al-Furqan. To be an imam of al-muttaqeen, he should be the most righteous of them. You know, we have to be very careful, brothers and sisters. It has been widespread, especially in the West, when they hire imams. So the person in the statement, they are hiring a hafiz, somebody who memorized the Quran. Sometimes he does not even recite the Quran properly or with tajweed. All what he did is he went to school, madrasa, he finished the memorization of the Quran. Many people, many executive committees prefer to have such person where this person will be dull, like he does not do anything other than lead in the prayer, does not intervene in their business, does not have any say, so they do their own politics, and the imam does not take sides. The imam doesn't know anything. Even in the ahkam of the salah, he gets lost. This is not an imam. This is not an imam. The imam, especially in these communities, should be the most learned person, because he is supposed to carry on the mission of teaching the community, answering their questions. That's why the community has to invest in the imam furthermore, sending him for further education, whether online or whatever, because he's going to benefit them afterward. I wouldn't advise you to take your knowledge or pray behind somebody who curses your mother, or accuses her of being not chaste. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Ahzab, النبي أولى بالمؤمنين من أنفسهم وأزواجه أمهاتهم. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has more right upon the believers than their own selves, and his wives, his spouses, are their mothers. All the wives of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam are the mothers of the believers. That is stated in the Quran, stated in Surah Al-Ahzab. If a layman doesn't know and says, I was born like that, we spend time explaining to them because they don't know. But an imam, somebody who went to school, studied this sect, became very deep in knowledge in this particular field, shouldn't be my imam. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We'll take a short break and we'll be back inshallah in a few minutes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back. One sister, I would like to conceal her name, is asking, I'm in danger of being a complete kafir and refusing to pray. I have bad kibr and I force myself to pray, as I've been told that I get angry in my salah, and I have a strong desire for smoking, so what shall I do? Well, when the person recognizes that what he's doing is wrong, that's a good sign. That is the beginning. Remember what Allah the Almighty says, وَالَّذِينَ in Surah Al-Imran 135, وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا فَعَلُوا فَاحِشَةً أَوْ ظَلَمُوا أَنفُسَهُمْ ذَكَرُوا اللَّهَ فَاسْتَغْفَرُوا لِذُنُوبِهِمْ وَمَنْ يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَلَمْ يُصِرُّوا عَلَى مَا فَعَلُوا وَهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ. Those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will have mercy upon and admit to paradise, amongst them those who, whenever they commit any fahisha, any sin, including adultery, illicit relationship, or they wrong themselves by any ma'asiyah or any mistake, ذَكَرُوا they remember Allah, فَاسْتَغْفَرُوا لِذُنُوبِهِمْ, so accordingly they seek forgiveness for their sins. وَمَا يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَلَمْ يُصِرُّوا عَلَى مَا فَعَلُوا. The word وَلَمْ يُصِرُّوا عَلَى مَا فَعَلُوا means this is a clause, this is a condition. They did not insist on doing the sin knowingly. Now you know your fault. Alhamdulillah. You know what is wrong with you. That's a good sign. It's a good sign that you know what you're doing is bad. It's a good sign that you know you get angry. That's a good sign that you know that you're smoking and smoking is bad. You do not take it lightly. What you need to do next is istighfar. Asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. And Allah the Almighty says that following the evil deed with one which is good, it shall erase it. أقم الصلاة طرفي النهار وزلفا من الليل إن الحسنات يذهبن السيئات. So Satan is whispering to you to abandon the prayer too. Why? So that you would not follow the evil deed with one which is good, so that it will not be erased. Rather, it will accumulate until it becomes like a rusty layer that kills your heart. May Allah forgive you and may Allah guide you. Ameen. You really need help and assistance. This help and assistance can be accomplished, number one, by finding a good friend, a good companion, somebody who would lead you to the right direction. Number two, by persisting on offering the prayer on time, no matter how much struggle you encounter in offering the prayer. Number three, read the Quran with pondering and constantly make istighfar. If there is a chance that you speak to a scholar, to a learned person in your neighborhood, in your area, in order to increase your iman, because obviously what you're experiencing is a severe depression in the iman, to the point that you are afraid to become a complete kafir, as you said. And in the prayer, increase making dua that may Allah keep you firm on His religion. This is the greatest support. Allah is the greatest help and support. Whenever you ask Him to support you and keep you steadfast on the straight path, He will do that. As the Prophet ﷺ used to frequently ask Allah this supplication. Assalamu alaikum. Hussein from Ethiopia. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam ya Sheikh.
Go ahead, please.
Is it permissible to eat meat that is slaughtered by a non-Muslim?
You're asking about meat which is slaughtered by non-Muslims, right?
Yeah, slaughtered by.
Okay. If this non-Muslim who slaughtered, not killed by electrocution, or by congestion, or by drowning, or by a hammer, slaughtered, drained the blood, when the animal is alive, it was slaughtered. If it was slaughtered by a Muslim or a Christian or a Jew, then it is permissible for all Muslims to eat from it. Only if this non-Muslim, who may be Christian or Jew, said or mentioned the name of other than Allah the Almighty while slaughtering this animal, then it's not permissible. Similarly, if a Muslim mentioned the name of other than Allah the Almighty while slaughtering this animal, then it's not permissible, even though it was slaughtered. So we have two conditions. The first condition is al-dhabh, the slaughtering, al-tazkiyah. The second condition is mentioning the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا مِمَّا لَمْ يُذْكَرِ اسْمُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْهِ وَإِنَّهُ لَفِسْقٌ. You should not eat from the animal which was slaughtered without mentioning the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon it. Exempt from that, if a Muslim while slaughtering forgot to say Bismillah, it is halal to eat from the dhabihah. Or if it was slaughtered by a Jew or Christian, it is not expected from them to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. But at least they do not mention the name of other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam have been eating from the food of the people of the book. And the hadith of the sheep which was prepared for him by a woman from Khaybar, a Jewish woman who tried to assassinate the Prophet ﷺ, is there. It's a sound hadith, everybody knows it. And it doesn't say that the Prophet ﷺ asked her whether you said Bismillah or not. Obviously, they were enemies. But Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam wanted to reconcile and accepted the invitation. But they tried to assassinate him. And one of his companions died later as a result of eating from this sheep. So this is a very good reference. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Ma'idah, اليوم أحل لكم الطيبات وطعام الذين أوتوا الكتاب حل لكم وطعامكم حل لهم. Today all the lawful have been made, all the good have been made lawful for you. وطعام الذين أوتوا الكتاب, and the food of the people who have been given the book, the Jews and Christians, حل لكم, is lawful for you to eat. وطعامكم حل لهم, and your food is lawful for them to eat. This ayah is explained by Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu, ayah number 5 of Surah Al-Ma'idah, as the word ta'am refers to the meat of the animal which is normally lawful for us to consume, provided it was slaughtered, not killed. Assalamu alaikum. Bashir from Kurdistan.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to Ask Huda.
Thank you. I have a question, Sheikh.
Please go ahead.
Yes, I'm working in a company in Kurdistan. I'm talking about Friday. 4 Fridays I can attend Huda, but one Friday I cannot. What shall I do? Do I have to leave the work or not?
طيب. Salatul Jumu'ah is mandatory upon every Muslim who is not musafir. Every male Muslim, baligh, adult, who is not on a journey. If you work in a place where you go back and forth, and in this place you are considered a musafir, there is no blame upon you. But if you're staying in this campus and you're working in a city or somewhere where there is enough people to hold Salatul Jumu'ah, and you're not considered musafir, you're staying more than 4 days, then you should attend Salatul Jumu'ah in the masjid, which is Jami'. Or if there is no masjid and people hold the Jumu'ah somewhere, you should attend the Jumu'ah with them. The factory or the company which is hiring you and you're calling from Kurdistan, from Iraq, that's a Muslim country. You know, 99% are Muslims, supposedly. So you should, when you have this huge number of Muslims, and it's a Muslim country, you should have a facility to pray Jumu'ah. Because the Prophet ﷺ says, whoever skips 3 or 4 consecutive Jumu'ahs, Allah will put a seal on his heart. And this is terrible, a seal on his heart that he would not comprehend the truth. It's a very dangerous sign that the person is committing a major sin if he does not attend the Jumu'ah prayer deliberately. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed a surah that he named Surah Al-Jumu'ah, which indicates the significance and the importance of the Friday prayer. And also, Allah the Almighty says in this ayah, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِذَا نُودِيَ لِلصَّلَاةِ مِنْ يَوْمِ الْجُمُعَةِ فَاسْعَوْا إِلَى ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَذَرُوا الْبَيْعَ ذَلِكُمْ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. O you who believe, when the adhan, the call to Friday prayer is being called, go and leave everything, اسعوا, rush to attend the Jumu'ah. Dhikrullah refers to the prayer and the khutbah meanwhile. وَذَرُوا الْبَيْعَ, and abandon the trade, leave all kind of businesses. ذَلِكُمْ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, that is better for you if you were to know. Assalamu alaikum. Sister Musa from United Arab Emirates, welcome to Ask Huda.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Ask Huda.
I have a question in Surah Al-Araf, ayat number 87. It is, there is an explanation of an hadith down in the Quran. It says that that Prophet Prophet Muhammad sallallahu said. I cannot say the whole hadith, but I will just tell you what I read, inshallah. By Allah in whose hand my soul is, whoever had camels, cows, and sheep and did not pay their zakat, those animals will brought on the day of judgment, and they will, hit them with their horns or hooves till Allah will, till all the decisions are made. This is what I read today in the explanation of this ayah 87. I just want to ask that because camel, cow, and goats are referred to our vehicles also, is it like things that we use? Because at that time people were using these cattle for their food and their rice and everything. So, and they have the topic said that you have to pay zakat for that. So, do we have to pay zakat for our things that we use in daily life? That's my question.
Okay, thank you, Sister Musa. Yes, the hadith is a sound hadith, and a person who does not pay his due zakah, whether on wealth, on investment, on saving, on cattle or crops, Allah the Almighty reveals severe warnings in the Quran. But what you refer to is a hadith. In the Quran, Allah the Almighty says, يَوْمَ يُحْمَى عَلَيْهَا فِي نَارِ جَهَنَّمَ فَتُكْوَى بِهَا جِبَاهُهُمْ وَجُنُوبُهُمْ وَظُهُورُهُمْ هَذَا مَا كَنَزْتُمْ لِأَنفُسِكُمْ فَذُوقُوا مَا كُنْتُمْ تَكْنِزُونَ. Allah the Almighty says, those who have been harboring and saving wealth, gold and silver and so on the day of judgment, يُحْمَى عَلَيْهَا فِي نَارِ جَهَنَّمَ, it will be heated up. Why? تُكْوَى بِهَا جِبَاهُهُمْ وَجُنُوبُهُمْ وَظُهُورُهُم, so that their foreheads and their sides and their backs will be branded, they will be burned by the means of the wealth that they did not pay its zakah. This is what you have been harboring. فَذُوقُوا مَا كُنْتُمْ تَكْنِزُونَ. Taste what you have been saving for yourself and harboring. In fact, whatever you have for your personal use is not zakatable. But whatever you have for trade is zakatable. I mean, if somebody back then had a camel or two for his personal use, it's not zakatable. Only when they reach certain number, he's a shepherd and he's investing in this field. Sheep, goats, cows, likewise. Agriculture. You grow some fruits and vegetables and some grains in a little place, enough sufficient for yourself and your family. It's not zakatable. ليس فيما دون 5 أوسق زكاة. And al-wasaq is 60 sa'. We just spoke about a sa'. So maybe like 150 kilos the produce. But below that is not zakatable. You have a car for yourself and a car for your wife and a car for your kid. And you have a house, a multi-story building. You're living in one, your son, your daughter, and this is not zakatable. Whatever is made for your personal use is not zakatable. But there are 4 cars. If you're a merchant and if you have a car lot and you're selling cars and you have only 2 cars, they're zakatable. This is for business. But whatever you have for your personal use is not zakatable. I hope your question is answered, Sister Musa. Brothers and sisters, get ready, inshallah. Tomorrow could be the last night of Ramadan, the night of the 29th. Our last chance to witness Laylat al-Qadr, if it did not happen yet. Inshallah, after the month is over, and when we come back, maybe I will post on my page which night that we assume it was, and the pictures of the beautiful sunrise without rays on that morning. But we do not discuss this before Ramadan is over. So we have one more chance. Tonight is an odd night. It is the night of the 29th of Ramadan, which could be the last day as well. And if the horses are on the racetrack and approaching the end, they make their utmost. They speed up more than any other time in order to win the race. We need to win the race. If there is only one night left, which is tonight, and every single night Allah frees people from the fire of hell. عُتَقَاء مِنَ النَّارِ. Allah, releases their names that this person will never enter fire, this person's flesh will never be touched by fire. make sure inshallah you're one of them tonight. It is our last opportunity. So pray Isha and Taraweeh and Tahajjud. If you manage to enter the masjid inshallah before sunset and stay until Fajr, that's a valid i'tikaf and it will be great inshallah. ما لا يدرك كله لا يترك جله. Do not forget to pray for us. I did pray for you last night, not only last night, but last night especially because the couple sisters who requested that. So include us in your dua. May Allah the Almighty accept from all of us and make this coming Eid the happiest Eid ever. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Allah is my heart's speech, your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance and in your deen